Well, yesterday it was Hobart, today it's Perth. The independent MP Andrew Wilkie is continuing his bid for poker machine reforms.
He met the Prime Minister Julia Gillard in Hobart yesterday, and today he'll meet the West Australian crossbencher Tony Crook about poker machine laws. For more, Tom Eagleton joins us now from Canberra. Good morning, Tom. What's Mr Wilkie got planned today with his meeting with Mr Crook?
Well, he's still trying to gain support, Paul, for his plans for mandatory pre-commitment to be introduced on poker machines. Now, Tony Crook is a WA national, but effectively operates like an independent. So his vote could be the one that Andrew Wilkie needs to get this mandatory pre-commitment plan off the ground. It does seem as though it has stalled so far as the Prime Minister and the government are concerned. Now, there's some speculation in the papers today that Mr Crook might be looking for a bit of a different GST carve-up deal that would obviously favour Western Australia, quite a long-running issue over there, in return for support for mandatory pre-commitment. He does say that he does have concerns about gambling addiction. I think many in the Parliament would agree with that in broad terms. So that's where we're up to today with this debate, Paul.
And so what's it looking like? It's obviously Mr Wilkie sees Tony Crook's support as critical, but he's just one of a number. And what are the numbers looking like?
Not too good, to put it frankly. The three main independents have all expressed various levels of concern about the mandatory pre-commitment plan. They're mostly rural independents, and in those particular areas the clubs have a slightly different relationship and a more central relationship to the local community. So there's unlikely to be support for the plan there, and he really is running out of friends on this one, particularly since Peter Slipper defected from the coalition at the end of last year to the government side, effectively giving the government another vote on this. But there's also a bit of speculation in the papers today that the government might be looking at a mandatory pre-commitment trial here in the ACT in Canberra, which would effectively be a delaying tactic, if you like. It would be something that might be sort of strung out over a couple of years, look at the results, have an independent body assess those results, and that might be a way for the Prime Minister to convince Mr Wilkie to drop his demand for this to be implemented before the next, or in the next budget coming up in May, and possibly string it through past the next election.
And what of the Cabinet's discussions, potential discussions, to focus now on $1 bets?
Yeah, look, this is something that's been pushed from quite a few sides in politics. The Greens especially say, look, this is just a much easier system to explain rather than mandatory pre-commit, which involves sort of smart cards and technology, and people aren't quite sure exactly what it means. Look, a $1 betting limit is exactly that. You can't bet more than $1 at a time, and it might be that if you're going to do something in the immediate future about gambling reform, that might be something that would be easy to explain to the Australian people.
Tom, thanks for that update this morning.